Haki the hyena had a best friend named Viki the vulture, and they shared everything, except one little secret. Haki's tummy kept whispering, "I wonder what Viki tastes like," even though he'd heard vultures taste like sour mud. One sunny day, as they sniffed around a stinky antelope in the big, hot, dusty plains of Africa, Haki's jaws twitched. "Hee-hee-haw-haw," he laughed, trying to hide his sneaky thought, but Viki's sharp eyes were watching. Haki wasn't the prettiest hyena. His fur was scruffy, his teeth were crooked, and his laugh sounded like a broken trumpet. Everyone in the savannah knew that laugh. It scared the little birds and made the lions growl. But Haki didn't care. He liked being loud and a little bit tricky. Viki wasn't pretty either. She had a long neck, a bald head that shone like a rock in the sun, and wings so wide they could shade a whole zebra. Vultures don't need to look good. They're the cleanup crew of the savannah, and Viki was proud of it. "Hey, Haki," Viki called, pecking at the antelope. "This smells like it's been dead for 2 days. Your favorite." Haki grinned, showing all his wonky teeth. "2-day-old antelope? Yum! You're the best, Viki." He bounced over and started chomping, but his eyes kept sneaking looks at her feathers. "Maybe just a nibble?" his tummy whispered. He shook his head hard. No, she's my friend." Viki tilted her head. "Why are you shaking like a wet dog?" "Oh, just excited for the food," Haki said, laughing too loud. "Hee-haw!" and diving back into the antelope. That's how their friendship started, sharing stinky meals and silly moments. But Haki's secret was growing bigger every day. Haki and Viki became the best team in the savannah. Viki would soar high in the sky, spotting dead things with her sharp eyes. Haki would run below, laughing his goofy laugh and chasing off any other animals who got too close. They shared everything, well, almost. Haki ate the juicy bits, and Viki pecked at the leftovers. It worked perfectly. One day, they found a big, smelly buffalo that had fallen over from being too old. Haki rubbed his paws together. "Oh, Viki, this is a feast. We're going to eat like kings." Viki flapped her wings. "Kings with stinky fur, maybe. This buffalo smells like my cousin's nest." Haki fell over laughing. "Hee-hee-haw-haw, your cousin must be a real stink bomb." They ate until their bellies were round like melons. Then they flopped in the grass, staring at the clouds. Haki pointed with his paw. "That cloud looks like a giraffe." Viki squinted. "No, it looks like me. See the wings?" Haki tilted his head. Hey Viki, you think vultures taste like giraffes?" Viki froze. She turned her long neck to stare at him. "What did you just say?" Haki's ears flopped down. Nothing. Just joking. Hee-hee-haw." He rolled onto his back, pretending to chase a bug. "Look, that cloud's a hippo now." Viki didn't laugh. She hopped a little farther away. "You're weird, Haki," she said. But she stayed. They were still buddies after all. Haki couldn't stop thinking about it. What did Viki taste like? Old Man Tortoise, the slowest but smartest animal around, had told him once. Vultures taste awful, like sour mud and feathers, not worth it. Haki trusted Old Man Tortoise. He'd been around forever, chewing leaves and giving advice. But Haki's tummy didn't care about advice. It kept growling, "Try it! Just a little bite!" One afternoon, they sat by a waterhole. Viki was splashing her beak, trying to look clean. Haki watched her, his mouth watering. He shook his head again. "No, Haki! Bad idea! She's your pal!" Viki looked over. "What's wrong? You're twitching like you've got ants in your fur." Haki grinned. "Oh, just, stretching." "See?" He stretched his legs so far he almost fell in the water. "Hee-hee-haw!" Viki rolled her eyes. "You're so goofy." "Hey! I saw a dead wildebeest up the hill." "Race you!" "Deal!" Haki shouted, and off they ran. Running helped him forget about tasting Viki for a little bit. One day, something huge happened. A giant elephant fell over near the acacia trees. It was the biggest meal Haki and Viki had ever seen. Lions, jackals, and even a sneaky crocodile came to eat. But Viki and Haki were clever. Viki flew up high and squawked like a boss, scaring the little animals away. Haki ran in circles, laughing, "Hee-hee-haw-haw," until the lions got fed up and stomped off. "Teamwork," Viki cheered, landing next to Haki. "Best team ever," Haki said, digging into the elephant. They ate until they couldn't move, then flopped under a tree, full and happy. But then Haki's tummy whispered again. He looked at Viki, her feathers all fluffed up from flying. "She looks so juicy today," he thought. Maybe Old Man Tortoise was wrong. Viki caught him staring. "Haki, why are you looking at me like I'm a drumstick?" Haki jumped. A drumstick? No way. You're a bird, a super bird. He laughed too loud. Hee hee haw, and rolled down the hill to hide his face. Viki shook her head. You're losing it, Hyena. The next day, Haki's tummy wouldn't be quiet. It growled all morning, even louder than his laugh. They were walking through tall grass when Viki stopped to peck at a bone. She bent over, her feathers sticking out like a big, fluffy snack. Haki's mouth watered, his paws twitched. Just one bite, his brain said. She won't even feel it. He crept closer, closer. His jaws opened wide. Haki! Viki squawked, spinning around. What are you doing? Haki froze, mouth still open. Yawning! Big yawn! He stretched his jaws wider and flopped onto the ground. So sleepy, Viki glared. You weren't yawning. You were going to bite me. No way, Haki said, jumping up. I'd never bite you. You're my friend. Friends don't eat friends. Viki crossed her wings. Then why do you keep staring at me like I'm lunch? Haki's ears drooped. He sighed. Okay, fine. I keep wondering what you taste like, but I don't want to eat you. It's just my silly tummy being silly. Viki stared, then burst out laughing. Caw, 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 like a rusty gate. You're such a goof, Haki. Vultures taste terrible. You'd spit me out faster than a rotten egg. Haki laughed too, relieved. Hee hee haw. Good thing I didn't try then. After that, Haki and Viki had a big talk. Viki said, Listen, Haki, I get it. You're a hyena. You eat stuff. But friends are more important than food. You don't chomp the ones you like. Haki nodded. You're right, Viki. You're worth more than a snack. Even a really big, yummy one. Viki grinned. And you're worth more than a laugh. Even a loud, crazy one. From then on, Haki tried hard to ignore his tummy's whispers. It wasn't easy. Sometimes Viki looked extra plump after a meal, but he told himself, friends are forever. Snacks are just for now. One evening, as the sun set over the savanna, Haki and Viki sat on a hill, watching the sky turn orange. Haki said, Hey Viki, I'm glad we're pals. Viki nudged him with her wing. Me too, Haki, even if you're a little nutty. They laughed together, hee hee haw, and caw caw caw, and the sound bounced across the plains. The other animals groaned, but Haki and Viki didn't care. They had each other, and that was better than any feast. The end. So, the story of Haki the hyena and Viki the vulture shows us something cool. Real friendship beats silly temptations every time. Even if your friend looks tasty, you stick together and laugh it off. Because a good pal is worth more than all the snacks in the savanna.